G'day folks, it's Tassie here and welcome as we start a brand new game, brand new city in City Skylines. So let's jump into it. We've already had a look at the map, we've talked about where we're headed, how we're going to play it, that sort of thing. So straight to the Windfield map. City name, sure, let's drop in a city name. I go with Tiger City. Tiger City sounds pretty cool, works for me, we can always change it. I'll just pump that in there. Sweet. So as we said in the intro video, I'm an Australian, so definitely left-hand traffic for me. Yep, dynamic weather is fine. No night and no cheats or unlocks, whatever you want to call them. So let's load up this map. Let's get the show on the road. Start dropping down a few roads. See how we get on with this thing. Now for me it's going to be dirt. Straight up, just dirt roads. Look, it's going to be a small pop town, isn't it? Initially it's going to be a small pop town, so you know, out there in the real world, small pop town, dirt road, yeah, I see it all the time. No issue, no dramas. I'm going to run with it. Let's do that. And look, you'll see me using dirt quite often anyway during the series. It's a cheap way to experiment, isn't it? You know, I mean, anything you put down and you don't like it and you delete it, you lose 25% of your money. So, you know, be it roads, hospitals, power plants, you name it. If I drop a dirt road down, as opposed to a 6-lane highway, and I delete it because I don't like how it looks, then I just simply burn less money. So it will be dirt from time to time, as well as the first couple of milestones. I think that's where we'll be going. Anyway, let's break open a menu or two with our first piece of bitumen, which for me almost always goes there. It offers this bit of information here, which is very handy, particularly if you're like me and you like to do roundabouts as one of your first moves. I would probably put it almost here. I think it's far enough from the connection to warrant a roundabout at that place there. And you quite often see people sort of, you know, up here trying to guess, whereas you don't need to. Drop him down there, throw a little piece using those grids that you just knocked up, and bang, there you go. That is the centre of your roundabout, so we'll certainly be using that. But in this case, this green city malarkey. So look, I don't have much experience, particularly with turbines. I'm almost exclusively coal power. For me, it just makes financial sense to do that. So I'm rather concerned with how many of these things we're going to need, where we're actually going to get to put them. Was that an 8? Nice. No 8s down here though, I don't think. It's not dark enough, no. And the noise bubble. Look, I'm worried about this noise bubble. As I say, I have no experience with them. I do sort of ignore noise without too much detriment in other areas. What do we got? Like, say, commerce in an industry area. I would probably have a path separating the two of them. But other than that, nothing more. Don't seem to get too many noise issues. I'll happily run a 4-lane avenue through residential areas. Don't seem to have too many noise issues with that. But this thing, as I say, look, I just don't know. I don't know how paranoid I should be about this noise bubble. So I think I'm just going to avoid it. I'm going to leave my most southern road to the north of that bubble. And on the assumption we drop something in here, again, my most northern road to the south of that noise bubble until we get the chance to actually move them. So in that respect, I'm sort of limited to this, what sort of middle third, lower half, whatever you'd like to call it, part of the map. So I think that's how I'm going to make a start, which is going to mean the roundabout no longer being where I would always put a roundabout, which is down here. It's going to push me up here somewhere. The other thing, I perhaps try to utilize something on the map, some sort of feature, forest line, mountain, hill, something. We got nothing. We got a river. That's about all we got. Oh, we got some super sexy rocks. But look, that's all we've got. So I'm not too sure. There's really nothing to guide me. The only thing, if you're looking up here, I guess is the end of this straight, which does look quite good. I've got to say, I mean, that looks pretty. I can't really show, but it looks kind of parallel there to the... let's try and line that edge up a little bit with the camera. It's in amongst it. It's in amongst it for parallel. So that could be really good. But I might use this straight just as something. Perhaps the bottom. Maybe sort of somewhere there. And then the main avenue off the roundabout can sort of punch through and go bang straight into here. I don't know, it's kind of the best I got really. So we might look at doing that, and that will decide where the roundabout is, which is pretty much in the middle of my sort of dictated play zone, and we'll work from there. So let's do that. I like to put little stitches, as I call them, stitches up, just pushing through the guidelines. Stuff like this, you know, regenerate a new set of guidelines. That's kind of the sort of stuff you'll see me doing all the time. If I can keep it under control, that is. Cursor's gone a bit balmy on me. Let's just drop up one more. I'm not sure exactly where we're going there. So we've got that centre of the highway, which will be the centre of our roundabout, all the way up through here. I mean, you can punch it all the way through the top of the map if you want to, for next to nothing, with that little trick. So, where are we calling the bottom of this straight? Look, it's looking fairly close to this stitch, isn't it? Let's use that. We can have a look. 90 degrees. 90 degrees, please. Game. Down a whisker. Thank you. How are we shaping up? Ah, look. That's pretty fair, isn't it? It's not far off. It's a bit guessy. Who cares? That'll do us. In the ballpark. So let's use that. Now for me, I go for 8 grid roundabouts. It's, you know, everybody does their own thing. Everybody has their own little way of doing stuff. For me, it's an 8 grid roundabout off the highway. I think it's okay. You know, I mean, you could possibly argue it's a little small, but it's not stupidly small. It's fine. So we shall stick with the 8. Yeah, look at that. That's an unusual sight for me to have a roundabout up there. But, alright, let's press on. I'll pretend I didn't see that. Let's jump on a curve. Knock this thing out. It's one of the things with an 8 grid roundabout, or for that matter, a 7. You can use a 7 as well. It will offer the 45 degree nodes. Should you want to use those for a road coming off your roundabout, a connection to your roundabout. These ones here, these are the ones I'm talking about. So an 8 or a 7, if you're interested in using those. A 6 won't do it for you, or for that matter, this little pre-made fella, I think he's a 6. So if you're keen on those 45 degree nodes, make yourself a 7 or an 8. And then you can sort of, you know, do your, like that, if that's the way you want to go. So the other thing I do, talking about little quirks of people, I kind of use 20 a lot. 20 is sort of just a thing for me. So with an 8 grid roundabout from the centre, I come down 12, and 12 is the position where my, wow, all the way down here, straight highway turns into the bendy connection for the roundabout. So let's sort out that 12 distance. So that is 10. Okay, so it is that one there. Let's just check that. 240. Sounds like it'd be 12 to me. Let's drop out a little bit of, I guess, dead road out this side, but we're going to need them. And it'll be from this point here that I bring that up. Now sometimes I do just do the, you know, I've got no issue with that. That works fine. 45 degrees off the roundabout. It's decent flow, no problem. But this time I might bend him in the other way, just to mix it up a bit. So let's jump onto a curve. So I want that grid or that grid? Let me just check on that. Yep, down that side. That's the one we want. So let's go up to 10 and bend him in. Try and find something here to use. What if I use this outside grid box? Line up a blue line with that. Somewhere in that area. That'll give me a target for the other side, so we can get these things somewhat symmetrical. I presume it's that spot. That's the spot. Let's do that again. Up 10. And what do we need? Bring him down to this intersection of the little grids. Somewhere there. That's got to be pretty close to symmetrical. Yep. Looks cool. Alrighty. So let's just maybe have a bit of a clean up. We don't need that little switch anymore. We can get rid of these tails. They can go. He can go. What else can go? There's a bit of work down here. He's gone. Just zoom in super tight there. I don't want to kill a highway off. That would be fairly tragic. Alrighty. So there we go. That is our highway connection roundabout sorted. I'm still on a curve. Let's just hook them up. And we can move on. Cool. Just zoom in here, kill this off. Very nice. Okay. So let's press on. How did we go over here? Yeah, look, I don't know. Good enough for the bush, eh? Good enough for the bush. So, I come out 30 off a roundabout. In this circumstance, I do anyway. It works out mathematically very good for me. I mean, if I'm down here creating a roundabout, I may not always be doing what I'm about to do here, but I think in this situation, being hung up so high, I'm going to run some dead-end roads in towards the highway here, which is going to want me to look at going over the top of a highway. And if I want to go over the top of a highway, using my 8 and my 30, it works out very nicely down here. I shall show you for the ramp over the top. Another quirk of mine, I suppose, I like to use leave one grid between my zones for, you know, walk path, bike path, road expansion, anything in that sort of any of those ideas. So I typically don't use 10, I use 11, but in this case, of course, the road coming off the roundabout will be a major avenue, so we'll go 12 to allow for that slightly wider road. So we'll drop him at 12 and we come in my 20 or 21 because of the dirt road there consuming up one of the grids. So that is my regular sort of size. But in this case, we are quite some way off the highway, so I'm going to allow for a path and a shop. I'm going to put a shop at the end. So 1 for the path, 4 for the shop, another 5, 100. Looks good to me. So let's drop him in. Okay, small road to small road. As I say, 11 for me. Generates that one gap. 520. Sounds good. And looking at that, this is going to be a major road. Let's drop in another major avenue. So 12. Yep. 2 spacing. Yep. So this is my overpass road. So I'll do my 20 as always. As I was saying, that offers the so that is your 12 there. That is your most gentlest ramp for an overpass, I guess is a way to put it. And that leaves 3 to the centre of the highway. So 15 all up. As I say, it just sort of works out mathematically this way with the 8 and the 30. And the 3 kind of leaves you hanging, I don't know, sort of here. Not hard up against the highway, just one grid off. It's pretty much on the money as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know whether it was the 8 or the 30 or the 20 or the whatever instigated all of this little pattern. But anyway, that's generally how I go if I'm looking to make an overpass on the highway. Let me just have a quick look here. Let me have a quick look at this bubble. I don't like it. Is that worthy of a road? It's damn close. We'll give it a look. We'll give it a shot. See how it looks when we do it. So that is a major road, so I want 12. Correct. Let's double check on that. Noise bubble. As I say, probably too paranoid. but I just want to play this game. Ooh, that's... Well, I guess the top of the road would be okay. The bottom of the road would be in the noise bubble. So I'll run with it, but only zone the top. Yeah. And this fella is going to sit here because he'll be closer to my water pump. So he's going to be there. Interesting. Look, I think I'm going to bring this road in that direction. I think that'll be good. And then I can use the power to seed up through here. Let's save ourselves a bit of money. As I say, I'm going to be super tight, super miserly, super scummy with my money. Let's go to 21. In fact, we want 22 for 2 dirt roads. In fact, that's probably worthy of an avenue north-south here. So with that in mind, let's go one more again and we'll make it 23. Yeah. How is that going to be? Well, yeah. Look, it's not exactly central from the roundabout to the river, is it? Oh, well, look. I think we need one. And I'm not sure where else it's going to be. So I guess that's the place. We'll run with that. That's fine. So a major avenue up through here. Major avenue crossing the highway through here into industry. All seems well and good. I think we'll do the same thing over here. Major avenue, wherever that may fall. Somewhere here, perhaps. That'll be good. Alright. So what can we do from there? Let's have a look at this side then. Let's just throw a bit of road for the industry. So again with the 30, again with the 12. And again with the 5. And then a shop. So 520, wasn't it? 420 and 100. Sounds good to me. Down 11, beautiful. Across that 520. Sure. Now, do we want, are we wasting money? 5, 10, 15, 20. Yes, that's the thing with my 20s. Initially, I'll be putting in 4x4s. So, obviously, 5 houses. So, I know 5 industry. So, 5, 10, 15, 20 industry. I know 5, 10, 15, 20 won't be zoning. 25 houses. That's kind of the way I play the game at the start of this. And we know, what do we know? 480 population is the target. That sort of tells me I want 45, 50 houses, 4x4 size. Which means clearly we don't have enough roads for residential. Fact number 1. Are we covered for industry? It's marginal. It's ballpark. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I'll bother putting this road in because we won't be zoning on it because I won't be upgrading it to a 4-lane avenue. I do want to stick with the dirt. Look, we'll just wait. We'll play that by ear. If we need more road for industry, we'll more than likely come out here to the east, I think, and simply do it that way. Whether we come this way is probably the next question. Now, I think we could. And it's possibly the... Well, maybe it isn't the cheapest way, you know. Because we're going to be powering up here. So we need to run the cable down. And one thing you may not know... Look, is this necessary? No, it isn't necessary. An extra 10 grand at your first milestone, look, it doesn't take long and it becomes completely insignificant. But just for the exercise, just for the fun of it, I'm going to run playing these silly games. And if you happen to look at your power lines, it's $20 a cell, so that's the same cost as a dirt road. Oh, I started the game. I did not want to start the game. That was a bit tragic. But there you go. It's 48 cents per cell on upkeep. So as a comparison, your regular road, 32. So it's actually 1.5 of those roads just to run your power lines. So, you know, I mean, if you want to be super careful about your budget, super careful about your income, then take care of how many power lines you run, because the upkeep on a power line is quite expensive. So at the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose with going north. That's where I'm leading. So let's go north. I'm going to go north. Up 12, over 520, and again. And then we'll have a quick count. So up 11, over 520. So what's that give us? What did I say? 25. These will be shops. So 30, 35, 40, 45. Pretty close. Pretty close. I think again we might run the gauntlet with that. I think it's marginal. I think this is marginal, but we'll see how we get on. I think we'll just give that a run, see if that is enough. So let's start dropping in some zones. I think that's where we're up to here. Individually, as I say, I'm going to drop in 4x4s. I'm going to space it, and I'm going to use the buildings to seed the power off a turbine down here. That's the plan. That is the plan. So here we're in a bit of trouble. I don't have the appropriate zones, but look, I guess we can go to the side road that way. This building may or may not sort of naturally grow to face that road or this road, so I don't see a problem with that. Let's use the same ploy there to get us through that, what will be a 4-lane avenue, and just punch it up through here. Want to do this as best we can, get it over here. I want to get as tight as I can over here, minimize the connection required from resident to industry. Now I've struck the same problem here now, haven't I? So this is commerce. This will be commerce, services, that sort of thing, you know. Maybe this road down here will be parks, schools, that sort of thing. So how am I getting the power through here? That's the question. I think the answer is that we're just going to have to suck it up and upgrade a section of this into that 4-lane avenue. Unfortunate, but I think it's required. So let's do that. Drop a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Nice. So I can actually get away with that one and that one. That should see it okay, although that will not, I don't think. So we might just have to help that along. We'll throw an extra one there, and then away we go. Away we go up through here. Push these through. Something like that. It's an opportunity of 45 houses. Plus a couple. Well, I suppose plus 4. Yeah, look, that's certainly in the ballpark. No problem there. I think we want a shop here and a shop here. Try our luck with generating shops there. I think these two are more priority than these two, so I'm happy to leave all 4 there. We'll see how we get on. And then I want industry here to seed up as soon as it can, so I'm not going to do any more than this top road. And at the end of the day, that is all we're going to do. We'll try our luck with that, I think. Let's get rid of these roads while I'm looking at them, because we don't need them anymore. Get a little bit of our money back there. So let's just revisit where we're at. I think that's going to work okay. Look, I think that'll be fine. Not sure about these shops. All these shops, 4 shops, may not come in fast enough for us. But I guess, look, at the end of the day, what we're hoping for is a quick build spree, a quick population boost to get our money up and into the positives, which is sort of ideal. Or in other words, we don't just want 1 or 2 houses here and people moving into them before the rest of this is done, because these people will start screaming high water about their power, and we're going to have to supply it before they move out. So we want a huge build boost and a huge pop surge, all in unison, if the game will at all help us in that manner. So I think we're good to go. Let's fire up simulation, see how we get on with that. Cross fingers. And then once they do start shouting from the rooftops and turning red in the face, that's when we're going to give them the pipes. That's when we'll give them the power and the pumps. But not a moment before that. We'll just see how we get on here. So there's our first house. A couple of houses up the north coming through there. Really keen on this road here, because this is sort of my initial power seed, so I really want those. Only houses to the north so far. Let's bump it up another notch to 3. Again, only houses to the north. Come on, game, please start throwing them in. No pop yet. Pop now. Oh, we've got something down the south happening. Oh, we've got 2 down there on the road I really, really want. Come on, housey. Come on, housey. Okay. I think we're going to be okay with the seeding. Oh, shops come through. Fairly important one. That's good. That is good. Oh, yes. Got our prime house through. That's excellent. Industry's in, and the right industry too. Okay, good. Let's not restrict that. No issue with industry doing whatever it wants to do now. Perfectly fine. He was the main one I wanted. These shops would be handy, but I guess it's not the end of the world if we don't get them. Just going to hang out. I'm going to play the patient game. I want at least these 2 here are the 2 I desperately want, and a shop here, I guess, for that matter. Hopefully before we get too many mass complaints. How are we going? We've got 82 pop in. Oh, we've got one of the houses I wanted. Nice. Shop, no shop. Nobody red. I'm running at 3 speed. I may just need to consider backing that down a touch. We've hit 100 pop. Pushing towards the positives on the money. Let's keep feeding industry. More than happy for them to do what they want. Drop him in there, him in there. Oh, look out. Quickly. And him in there. Have a quick look at this first house. Is he now horribly upset? Not yet. Okay, that's good. That's good. Everything done. Sort of hanging on a shop. Alright, let's start offering a bit more, eh? I think we're good there. We can certainly fill that road. Ah, yes. Roger that. That funny little one. You can have that. You can perhaps have those. You can perhaps do the same. One either side. Just bang you through there like that. A little bit up the top. Why not? Drop in a few more. Still in the negatives on the money. Somewhat surprised by that. Am I surprised by that? I'm not sure. Anyway, away we go. Oops. Escaped one too far there. Industry's going great guns. Keep feeding them. Good money earners. Still no one shouting from the rooftops about power or pipes. So this is good. That's very good. I'll just kill that. Kill that for a... oh, look out. 2-to-1 option instead. It's all good. How's this initial house going? Still nothing. Still not this shop though. It's interesting. Quick pause. Quick look on the power. Oh, just a slither. Okay. So whether it does or whether it doesn't is a little insignificant. So that's good. Well, with that in mind, look, we might even be super scummy and say, we don't want you. We want you two instead. So let's see how we get on with that. And let's throw in another house or 2 or 3. There's really nothing wrong with that entire road dropping. That's fine. They're good. Yep, alright, whatever. There you go, have a house. Let's get that simulation up and running again. Another one here for industry. We may be well short here for industry, the way this is going. Would love to see a shop or 2. No demand. Basically no demand. And there it is. Our first houses have said enough's enough. And they're probably right, you know. Yeah, let's put a hold on it. Alright. The time has come. Let us offer a bit of power and a bit of piping. So pipe-wise, how are we looking? We don't need to be below this road, do we? So let's organise that. Perhaps use this road here as something to run up. That's fine. That's good. Let's go up our 440. 440 for the one pipe overlap or one grid overlap. I think there will get us home. Or 460 if you want it bang on the money. So choose your poison there. I'll stick with the 440s, I think. What do I need to cover? I need to cover this top road. So perhaps there. And we are housed up here, so we do need another 440. Just enough to cover this bottom zone, I suppose. Something like that. That should be ample. These guys are going to need a bit of water. Let's drop one out here, just enough to cover this bottom house. Yeah. And let's shoot over here. I guess this pipe is as good as any. I guess this road again is as good as any. I'll need an extra run there, won't I? Either way, I don't think I can get away from that, so let's just do it. 440. Cover these fellas here up. And we're pretty good there. Okay. These guys need water. Fair enough, so this pipe does have to go. Let's just cover to the end of that top road there. Anywhere there is good. How we're looking there now. Covered. Pretty good, I think. Pretty good. Okay. Pumps. Let's look at the pumps. So I think we'll be down here. Water-wise is flowing towards the ocean. As no doubt you've already guessed. So, I think a 440 down is okay. We're going to be using it sooner or later. So let's drop him in and now have a look. 90 degrees, yeah. Oh, look, I think that's okay. Yeah, can't even get another 440. So this is going to be okay, like it or not. Not too close, but somewhere there. The water pump, somewhere tight. Yeah, won't argue with that. Straight into him. Let's hook him up. Now sewer. I want to be over here fairly soon. So I could perhaps head up here near where the other power source is going to be, wherever that is, somewhere here. It's pretty high. I guess it's pretty high. Maybe unnecessarily high. Oh, look, I guess it's okay. It doesn't cost that much to relocate a sewer, I suppose. Yeah, alright, so let's stay down the bottom. And normally I would use the cheap and nasty. It's just, it makes sense. You know, 120 pumping capacity for the pump, 120 pumping capacity for the drain pipe. So that's good. It helps with your budget. The eco one, unfortunately, is only 60, so it's a 2 to 1 as far as maintaining your budget, or how else would you say it, not having budget dictated by the sewer. Unless, of course, you got a 2 to 1 sewer to 1 pump. I think that's far enough. Maybe a whisker more. There we go. That'll do. But we're going green, so let's go green and go the eco. And that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is that. Pump, sewer, pipes, sold. Let's do power. That's not power. That's the power. Alrighty, so we want him south and west as best we can, maintaining 7. It's about the challenge. So look, I don't even want to push it too far. That'll do us. Yeah, that'll do us. Alrighty. I guess we can come off this grid. Are we in? We're in. Oh, tell you what, that's cutting it pretty cheap, but I think we'll be okay. How are we looking if we hang fairly high in this bubble? Going to get us over here. Just. We shall take it. Something here. Is that good enough? Yeah, alright then. Alright then, if I have to. Actually, no, I won't. Just for the sake of another pump, another sewer. I'll just bring it out a little wider, allow a bit more freedom. Let's just drop it in there. So, power to the pumps, power to the people. No shops. We've failed in the shop quest. Fair enough. Where to go with it? I'm not sure it matters. Let's go low. We'll go in, what's that? 2 squares. 2 squares. Sure. I think that'll work. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think they'll... if we blow that out to a highway, it might kill those cables, but barring that, I think we're okay. We've got the seeding just through that area, so I think that's all we need there. Let's look at where we stand on the zoning before we fire up the simulation. That's cool. Well, we've committed now, so we can replace that one. He's no longer of any significance. We can drop him in. What sort of demand we're going to get here for shops? But look, you can have a couple as well. A little concerned with industry. We'll see how we go. We've still got a long climb for pop. We can't seed there. Sure, you can have a couple. Sure, you can have one. And away we go. Almost away we go. Let's budget it. We most certainly have enough water. We most certainly do not have enough power. But look, I just want to look. I just want to have a look, see what we're talking here. So let's go over to the power, start it, and see what the numbers tell us. 2 for 1 and in the red. Let's say we try, I don't know. Oh, look out. 70? We'll give 70 a run. That might get us over the top of consumption, at least temporarily. For a brief moment. Why are you still red, my friend? Why are you still red? Because you're the first. Oh, you're red for water. You're no longer red for water. Nice. Okay, good. only just enough power. It's not going to last long, but we'll run with it while we can. How are we going? A little concerned with this little area here. I think we're in trouble. Population wise, I don't know. It's anybody's guess, I think, whether we've got enough houses here at the moment. We've got a chance for another shop there, so we'll jump onto that. Definitely back into the negatives, to be expected. Now, industry are going to be the first to cry out for power because they are the first away from the source. Or maybe houses up here, I guess. We'll just keep an eye on that. Yeah, there we go. We'll keep an eye on it. Won't be too concerned until perhaps some of the residents somewhere in the middle of the town start kicking off about it. Shops are going quite well. With that in mind, sure. There you go. Have some shops, industry workers. Have some shops. Bit more residential opportunity? I think so. Why not? Back into the positives on the money, so that's a mighty good thing. At 230 pop, I don't know. It's certainly close. Not sure it's close enough. Industry, what do you reckon? No power. Not surprised. Surprised anybody has enough power, frankly. Anyway, we'll keep going. If the game likes it, I'm not complaining. I won't be complaining. So road is full. Road not being touched. Road is full. Road is full. A couple of houses to be built here before we zone up. That's done. And a couple of houses here to be built before we zone up. Industry not shouting red. Alright. What are we talking? 6 for 3 and yet nothing from housing. Very surprised by that. Happy, but surprised. It's good. It's good. Yeah, so we've got you. We'll take you, thank you, sir. Either or there, can't do anything about it. We've got the residents first away, semi-complaining, but then not complaining. Nobody really angry over here. No demand on industry. Getting the feeling we've perhaps run our course for the power. We may have to do something about it. Pretty low residential demand for this stage of the game. Might have starved them of builds fairly early. Industry's back in vogue. Let's just fill that gap in. I think I'm going to play the patient game again, you know. Not going to be too concerned until there's threats of moving out. There we go. That house has fallen in for us. How we're looking, 350. Still got a few houses to build. Look, I tell you what, we might be okay here. We may be okay. I'd go to 3 speed, but that red anger surge could come pretty fast. So I'll just let it ride. You can still put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses to be built up there at 390. I think we're going to be okay. No more roads required. Unless industry really kick off again. In which case, yes. But otherwise, good. All good in the hood. Not sure what the lack of interest is up here. It's about time they did something about it. Okay. Oh, there we go. I was getting rather surprised by all of that. There you go. Finish off your road. Finish off your road. We are fully zoned with what we have. Only 50 pop with houses yet to be built, so we are fine. And there is the cry. I think that's fair enough. Let's do something about it. I'm not going to do much. I'm only going to give them 80. You know. We'll see how I get on. Is that enough? Probably not. Oops, I didn't want that one. Let's have a look. No, it's nowhere near enough. What are you talking about? Alright. Back to pause. Back to pause. I'll give you 90. There you go. That's how generous the kind of mayor I am. I'll give you 90. I don't want to lose these industries. Am I being too silly about it? The answer is more than likely yes. Yeah, paranoia's kicking in. We'll go to 100. I think we can maintain just the one wind turbine for the sake of another 40-50 people. We'll give it a run. Or should we? Maybe we shouldn't. Oh well, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Just the one house yet to be built, but only 20 pop required. I think we're home and host. Just enough for everything there. Hasn't taken long for the power cries back. I hate to think how many of these wind turbines are going to be built before we get access to anything else. Scary stuff. Pretty stagnant on the pop growth here. Pretty stagnant. 460 and going nowhere. It's a little bit of a worry. Oh, 474. I was about to say it's not doing anything. It suddenly has. Just give us another 5 game. Another 5 and we can walk away. Come on, baby. You know you want to. Industry absolutely maxed. Housing absolutely maxed. I don't know whether we couldn't have really done much better than that, I don't think. So there it is. 480. We've reached the milestone. We've got the taxes, so we'll be straight onto those. Low power, low water, dirt roads, but we're still going to tax them. Don't you worry about that. We'll be hitting them up for tax. We won't be using that loan though. Let's have a quick look how we got on. On to pause. 60k. Look, that's better than I thought. I was sort of thinking 45, maybe 900 a week, but we ended up with 60 and 1200 a week. So look, I'm pretty happy with that. As I say, I don't know whether we could have stitched them up any more than we have. It's about as scummy and as miserly as you could be. So I guess we've gone quite well there. I want to have a look at the milestones. Thank you. So as I say, we'll be on to the taxes. We'll avoid that loan. We're looking good. Garbage, healthcare and education, and the buildings that come with it, including our community school, which we shall use. And is that a green medical clinic too? It probably is. The recycling centre instead of the landfill. We will be doing that sort of thing. Look, we'll jump onto self-sufficient buildings when they become available, which I think may be the next milestone. Yeah. Okay. But look, I won't be killing the ones that we've done here. That's just a bit suicidal. So these can stay. Generic industry, I mean, you know, you can't avoid it. You just kind of need it. So I won't be trashing these just because we can build a farm. A little bit of compensating for, you know, let's be reasonable about it. But for things such as the green schools, the green clinics, if that's what that was, the landfill, the recycling instead of the landfill, even though that is ridiculously expensive. 4k for a landfill, 16 for recycling with less capacity to boot, so it's pretty savage. So we're going to need all the money we can to do things like that, along with feed this city turbine after turbine after turbine. But anyway, look, I think we're off to a decent start there. Pretty scummy. Something a little bit different. You perhaps don't see that too often. But anyway, I had a bit of fun with it. I hope you guys had a bit of fun with it as well. So thanks very much for taking an interest, folks. Take care of yourselves out there, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.